perhaps define beautiful for a dark girl? That's really hard to say.
Some say the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I say the darker the flesh, then the deeper the roots.
Told you that you're pretty to be a dark-skinned girl.
They have. Some people might say, oh my God, you're so pretty to be dark-skinned. Not every light skin is pretty.
Did I ever get teased for being dark-skinned? I wouldn't say I did, but I guess I did get talked about, so I guess it is being teased. Only because people would say, oh, well, you're cute, to be dark-skinned or whatever.
Literally all the time, like, I would get so mad, so mad, and my reaction would always be, well, and you ugly to be light-skinned, because why you just can't call me pretty? Why do I have to be pretty to be dark-skinned? Like, dark-skinned girls are incapable of being pretty.
Personally, it upsets me because I think any skin tone shouldn't determine whether you're beautiful or not. So I thought it was insulting almost. It's not even a compliment.
African American light-skinned women are known to be pretty. So to answer the question, have I ever been told that I'm pretty to be light-skinned? I would have to say no.
Have I ever been told that I was cute to be a light-skinned girl? Yes, several times.
I've never been told, oh, you're pretty for a light-skinned girl, but I have been told, you're pretty to be a big girl. In fact, I've had conversations with people and they've told me, yeah, you're pretty, but it's because you're bright-skinned. If you were darker, it wouldn't work for you. You should just stick with the light-skin thing.
Don't nobody else.
Women and light-skinned women aren't seen in the same light in the black community.
And yes, I do feel like there is a difference between light skin versus dark skin, because people will say, oh, well, light skin girls, oh, yeah, they're bad. And then dark skin girls, they say that all dark skin girls have a bad attitude. I don't have a bad attitude, I'm just happy all the time.
I don't think that having lighter skin makes you more appealing, and I also don't think that having darker skin makes you less appealing. I know beautiful dark-skinned girls, and I know ugly bright-skinned girls. I think it depends on what society's definition of beauty is at that moment, and that's what we go with.
Would it be easier if I was lighter? Yes. Because people wouldn't talk about me as much. The only thing they'll talk about now is like my figure and stuff. Because like a lot of people, they compare dark skin and light skin a lot. But when it comes to a really dark girl and with bad features, then typically you're talking about even worse. So, yeah.
Society has a way of categorizing everything from light-skinned people to dark-skinned people. So I believe if I was light-skinned, that society would think that I was just the most precious thing on earth. And they say the lighter you are, the better you are.
Yes and no. I can say yes, they do, because light-skinned women, again, this is an opinion, certain stuff looks better with our skin tone than a dark-skinned girl. Like, say for instance, a light-skinned girl could wear a dark dress or a black dress. If a dark-skinned girl wears it, she might as well look naked or something. Like light-skinned girls, we could wear a different color lipstick, different colored hair. A dark-skinned girl would be preferred as the term ghetto, or she looks a mess if she tries to wear hot pink lipstick or red hair or something of that sort.
Society has taught us that the lighter you are, the better. For some reason, people think that the lighter you are, the better of a person you are.
Then again, look at who you see on TV. You see light-skinned African-American women such as Beyonce or Halle Berry, or actresses such as, yes, of course you see Gabrielle Union, but who else is like her? Whoopi Goldberg? I mean, like, she's darker skinned and then she's old. She really doesn't do anything no more. So I think that the whole light-skinned women being the preference of being more attractive comes from the media and our history and what we've been told.
I know they like to beat you down a lot, and when you come around,
Being dark skinned was definitely way harder. It was like you care what people think more, not really realizing that people don't think when they talk anyway. Like you felt like you had to fit into like this thing of light skin equals beautiful, and people didn't see you like on an even playing field, and that was like my biggest problem, because I felt like I was being labeled, and I just hate being labeled.
It definitely had its challenges because everybody would talk about how dark I was and make fun of me. And as a young person, even as a child, that challenges my self-esteem as an individual. And to this day, people still talk about, being dark-skinned. So
it's tough because you feel like you're in competition a little bit with everyone else because you're dark-skinned.
I'm older. It doesn't really seem like a hassle at all. Like, I embrace it. I love being dark-skinned. I would want to be a different color. Like, it's advantages to this. I don't get sunburned. It's like a lot of stuff. So, yeah.
Forgive, but don't forget, girl, keep your head up.
They treat our women differently nowadays. They treat them as if they were different breeds. Dark skin versus light skin. When back in the 60s, black was beautiful. Nowadays, you don't hear that at all. It's like I said, it's dark skin versus light skin, and it's a shame.
To a man, he might think that a light-skinned woman with long hair and green eyes is more appealing and more sexual than a dark-complected woman who necessarily doesn't have those green eyes or that long hair. I believe that the black community is kind of separated by this color tone barrier.
You think the black community sees dark-skinned women as generally unattractive? Yes, I do. The reason being how most black girls present themselves.
I don't know. I think it goes all the way back to like slavery days, to be honest. But I think that we promote light skin. Like when you watch videos or when you open up a magazine, that's the first thing you see is a light skin, lady versus a dark skin lady.
Telling a black girl or a dark girl that she's beautiful, I never done it before. But there is a dark girl who's beautiful to me, and I told her. It's been one girl. Her name is Jocelyn, and that's the only way I can define beautiful for a dark girl.
So I think that you're always going to be pretty for something. Like, let's say a guy likes blondes. Oh, she's pretty to be a brunette. Let's say a guy likes girls with tattoos. Oh, she's pretty, but she's not a girl with tattoos.
I think that there's a difference between dark-skinned men versus women. I think so. I think the women get judged hard. They get judged harder than the men do because I guess they say dark-skinned men, they're in. I don't know. But yeah, there's a difference.
Trying to gas you up, I just call it how I see. You know what makes...
I do think we're personally coming back. Like, people are starting to realize the beauty in our skin tone because they think it's exotic now.
But at the end of the day, we are all still considered black women, no matter the complexion of the tone.
Black is beautiful.
I think it just depends on what, like I said, it depends on what society is telling us. And it's all about how you own it. You can decide if you want to let what everybody else says is beautiful about you get to you, or you can decide if you're just going to not worry about what they think and do what's best for you and make sure you get your life together and prove to them they're all wrong. That just because you're a dark-skinned girl doesn't mean that you won't make it with other light-skinned girls. It all depends on how you handle it.
But keep your head up. Things are gonna get easy.